I'm a bitter baby mama because I see how well you are doing for yourself. And I didn't give it a chance when we was together. All I did was nag, complain, and find fault in everything you did. The reality constantly haunts me when I look at our daughter, when I look at our son, and I see this child resembles the man that I used to love, that he resembles everything that I could have had. And now I'm in a situation where I'm a single mother, and I realize I have dismantled my family. I'm angry because I don't have the same control that I used to have.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Sunday to you. If you're on the East Coast, you dealt with the winter storms that rolled through. Hope you're staying safe and staying warm. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. If you like the content, please hit the like and subscribe button and do all that cool stuff to help the channel and support the channel. If you're already subscribed, welcome back. As always, I do appreciate the support from everybody. So today we've got this lady is, if you see the title, it says, I'm a bitter baby mama because. And this lady is basically giving the perspective. She's not the bitter baby mother, but she's basically giving reasons as to why bitter baby mamas are the way that they are. And she's doing it from a bitter baby mother's perspective. So let's dive into it. It's kind of a long video, so let's jump into it. I'm gonna try to add a quick article after this if I have time. So let's get started.
Hey, what's up? Good. Is it afternoon? Yep, it's afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. This is your girl. This is your diva and knowledge lady, Mocha. I did a quick video yesterday for all of you who have not gotten a chance to view it about these bitter baby mothers out here who abuse the system and take advantage of these men who want to do right by their children, who are still in their feelings, still resentful, still have regrets because they really cannot have the men who they want in their lives. So
Alright, so just real quick, you notice she said, she was talking about these bitter baby mothers who are still in their feelings. They're still resentful, because they can't get the man, or they couldn't keep the man that they wanted. So as a result, they're gonna, make it as hard as they possibly can on the man. But the thing I caught in the beginning, the biggest thing that stood out to me was the fact that they abuse the system. And that is very, very, very true. In probably every case, or at least the majority of them. Because I mean, women and I mean everybody in society, you have to know that when it comes to family courts, women are favored. They can show up with no attorney, no job, no house, no nothing. They can literally have nothing and still get at least 50-50 custody. A man shows up with the same thing and he's barely going to get every other weekend. You know what I mean? And that's going to come with a hefty price tag because they're going to have to pay a lot of child support for that. And so women, that's why that's how they abuse the system, because they already know that they can go to court and they're going to get the favor. They know that the outcome is going to be in their favor. So they drag these men through all of this BS and all of this nonsense, and the court system just allows them to do it. So that's how they take advantage of it. That's how they abuse the system.
this particular day, I want to do a video from a different spin, okay? I'm going to be the voice of your bitter baby mama. So for this moment in time, I want you to kind of put it in your mind like I'm hurt. Okay? I'm basically going to be the voice for your bitter baby mama. So just kind of use your imagination. I'm doing this video, and the reason I'm doing this video is called I'm a Bitter Baby Mama Because. And we're going to go into it right now. I'm going to tell you why I'm a bitter baby mama. I'm bitter because I see your growth. I see your potential. I see how far you have come without me. When I was with you, I wasn't patient with you. I didn't believe in you. I didn't believe in your potential. I was impatient. I got aggravated. So my insecurities and my childishness caused you to not want to build anything with me.
See, the thing about that is, all right. She said they notice after that you have this potential. They see your growth, that you're doing better without them. And the thing is, they knew that from the get go. They knew it when they were in the relationship. But yeah, they were pushing. They took advantage of it like they usually do. And finally, guys get tired of dealing with bullshit, and they're just like, you know what? I would rather deal with family court than have to deal with you anymore, or have you here all the time anymore. Like, because what man wants to come home and deal with somebody who is constantly nagging and um, just always causing drama over nothing? Like, we got to go to work and then we got to come home and deal with that too. No man wants to do that, so they just get tired of it. But she saw the potential when they were in the relationship. She just took advantage of it because she thought, as most women do, that he's just going to put up with it. And there are a lot of men who do. There's a lot of men that are called simps, and a lot of them do put up with it. They will allow a woman to literally treat them like shit and stay in the relationship. And then when that doesn't happen, that creates the bitter baby mama. Because now they're mad because you didn't put up with their bullshit. They're mad because you didn't let them do whatever they wanted to do. They're mad because you held them accountable for it, and now they have to reap what they sow. And they when they see you doing better without them, because when the relationship ends, what they're gonna do is they're gonna run a smear campaign. Whether they're a narcissist or not doesn't matter, but it is common with narcissists. But it's also just common in general that women, when the relationship ends, they're gonna go badmouth the man and oh, he's a dog. He was emotionally and verbally abusive and this and that. And so when people start hearing that, but then they see this guy who is doing better without her, if you look at the situation, you're like, well, she said this and he was like this and this and this and this, and yeah, he's doing better. Like she was saying he ain't shit, but he's climbing the ladder, he's handling his business, he's doing his thing. So obviously he was not the problem, meaning she is the problem. You see what I mean? And they don't like that. Because you proved them wrong. You proved all that smear campaign was just that. It was just bullshit. And now they're furious. Because they wanted to ride your coattail. They wanted you to support them. They wanted you to take care of them. And you're not doing that anymore. And they're mad. They took advantage of you. You got tired of it. You ended it. Now they're mad.
Because of that, I'm bitter. I'm a bitter baby mama because I see how well you are doing for yourself. And I didn't give it a chance when we was together. All I did was nag, complain, and find fault in everything you did. And now...
See what I mean? Nag, complain, and find fault in everything you did. And that's what a lot of men have to deal with. And like I said, no man wants to go to work and then come home and deal with that. The simps will put up with it. And because of that, because simps will put up with it, women just think all men are going to put up with it. And when you don't, oh, they get mad as hell. Oh my God, no, he didn't let me do this. He didn't let me do that. He was oppressing me. He was not oppressing you. You were technically oppressing him by being a bitch. I mean, like you made it to where he hated to even come home, and I've been in those situations. Like, you know, you know, everybody usually when you're working, you look forward to getting off work. Yeah, I'm ready to go home, kick back, relax, and enjoy the rest of my day. But then when you have to come home to that, you're like, man, I'm off work, but man, I really don't want to go home because I just know it's gonna be something. Something's gonna get started over nothing, and I'm gonna have to deal with that. So it's just basically like constant chaos. Like you go to work, you deal with the stress there. You go home, you deal with the stress there. You go to work, deal with the stress there. You go home, and it's just an ongoing cycle. And eventually, men just get tired of that shit. No man wants to do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'll kick you to the curb quick.
I am realizing now that I am by myself, or now that I am with a man who's not doing half as much as you used to do, I am dealing with the regrets of realizing I should have made it work. Because I didn't make it work, I'm angry.
That just to touch on that one part, she talked about I got a new man and he's not half as good as you are, and that really does also play a big part in the bitterness and the resentment that these women hold against their baby daddies, is because they treated the baby daddy like crap. They dogged him out. They talked shit about him to everybody that would listen. But in their mind, even if the people believed everything that she said about the baby daddy, in her mind, she knows that the new guy isn't half as good as that guy. And she's mad as hell because she knows she messed it up with that guy. She knows he's not going to take her back. And she knows that she's stuck with this other guy who is not half as good as him. She knows this, and that's what pisses her off, is because she knows she's never going to get that back. She knows she's stuck with this. And as is usually the case, so many women these days do not like to take accountability for their actions. They don't like to take responsibility for the decisions and the choices that they made or the way that they treated people. Because they always play the victim. It's always somebody else's fault. If they cheated on the guy, it was because he wasn't there enough. He wasn't around enough. He didn't give her enough attention. If she's dogging the guy, it's because of some other bizarre reason that she's going to make up just so that she can play the victim. So they never like to take accountability for it, yet they're still stuck reaping what they sow. And they cannot get out of that. You don't have to take accountability for it if you don't want to, but you're still stuck with the consequences of your actions.
Bitter that you are moving on without me. The reality constantly haunts me when I look at our daughter, when I look at our son, and I see this child resembles the man that I used to love, that he resembles everything that I could have had. And now I'm in a situation where I'm a single mother, and I realize I have dismantled my family. I didn't strive.
See, and just that is a big, 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 big problem, at least across the U.S. and probably in other countries in the world. But and so I've heard so many other guys talk on this, is the way that these women would just run off with the kids. They will treat the men like crap, and women can just literally walk away from a relationship and take your kids and your money and half of your assets. But then they don't, like I said, they don't like to take responsibility for it. They're always going to blame somebody else. But the truth is, you did that. You dismantled your family. And it's usually because of selfish reasons. You didn't think about the kid. You didn't think about the man. You thought about yourself. And when you didn't get your way, when you didn't get what you wanted, when he got tired of your shit, He left. He said enough is enough. I can't do this anymore. And so even if he kicked you out, you still dismantled the family because you pushed it that far. You would not let up. You would not calm down. You would not stop with the drama, and he got tired of it. So in either scenario, you dismantled your family either by your actions or by simply walking away with the kids. That's your fault, and you. I said you don't have to take responsibility, and you really don't have to take responsibility in order to suffer the consequences for your actions, but you should, because that's part of growth. That's part of becoming an adult and being mature, is being able to accept what you did, so that you can make the necessary changes in yourself to ensure it doesn't happen again. It's called growth. That's called maturity. And by not taking responsibility, you're being childish. That's very, very immature, and you're never gonna grow like that.
To keep my family together. I did not strive to work with you, to cooperate with you, and I'm hurting. I caused myself to be angry. I caused myself to be resentful. I'm angry because I did not give you a chance to build a family with me. I'm angry because I see how well you are doing with this new woman.
And just to touch on that one part real quick, I didn't give you a chance to build a family with me. Yeah, you gave him a chance and he gave you a chance. You just messed it up. You had the opportunity. And so many women, like, women have the choice when it comes to dating. Like, yes, men are the ones who approach the women, but women have the option of saying yes or no. And they get guys approaching them all the time. Either in public, they can go to work, they can go to the gym, they can go to the grocery store, they can go on any dating site, they can, any one of them. Hell, they can go on Facebook and Instagram and whatever. And I mean, they've constantly got guys like approaching them and asking them out and things like that. So they have a choice in the relationship. She picked this man, and he gave her the chance, and she blew it, as they usually do, because they just think that they're entitled to all this shit. And when reality slaps them in the face that you're not entitled to that, he gave you the option, or he gave you the chance to build the family that you're complaining about ruining. He gave you that chance. You weren't entitled to it. You didn't do anything to earn it. And you definitely didn't do anything to keep it. All you did was make everything worse, and he just got tired of it. He just couldn't deal with it anymore.
I see you in your new home. I see that you have a new family, and now I have to deal with the fact that every time I come around you, I'm going to have to deal with this new woman that's with you.
Why is that? That part I don't agree with, and that just doesn't make any sense to me. Every time I come around you, I got to deal with this woman. All right, for one, the only reasons y'all need to be around each other is to exchange the child. And in my case, it's actually in my court order, and I put it there, that no significant other was allowed at the drop-off or the exchange. So even if I've got somebody, she's never going to have to deal with the new woman, because the new woman's never going to go to the exchange with me. Even if it wasn't in the court order, I just would not put her through that, because I already know how my baby mama is. I already know she will cause a scene over that, and I'm not there for that. I'm there to get my kid and go. That's all I'm there for. I'm not there to start any drama. I'm not there to show off the new girl. I'm there to get my kid and go. That's it. So that part I do not agree with. I don't see why you would have to deal with the new woman. Yet the truth of that is, they're not mad because they have to deal with this new woman. They're mad because you have a new woman. And women, especially if you're co-parenting with one, they like to think that they still control what you do. They think they have control over who you date, who their kid is allowed to be around, and so on and so forth. Um, like in my case, like the new guy that she's with is a piece of shit, just all around piece of shit. I'm not gonna get into why, but he just is. I have no say so in that. Cannot do anything about it. That's her choice. But then she tells me, and she will tell me that who she dates is none of my business, which is true. In a way, it's none of my business. It kind of is because that person is around my kid, and if they're not a good person, if they're doing illegal things and just all around a bad, aggressive, hostile person, that's not really somebody that needs to be around a kid. Period. Especially mine. Um, but then she will flip it around. If she thinks I have somebody, she'll flip it around and she'll be like, well, you're supposed to tell me when you have a new girlfriend. You're supposed to tell me who she is. I have the right to know. No, you don't. Like, so you see what I mean? Like, she'll tell me I don't have the right to know who she's dating, but then she tells me that I have to tell her who I'm dating. So like I said, it's not the fact that she thinks she has to deal with this other woman. It's the fact that you have another woman. That's what makes her mad. Because it also shows everybody else that she's been talking shit about you too, that you were not the problem. Because if you were the problem, you wouldn't have another woman. Especially if you're married to that new woman. Because then they're like, well, he's got more money, he's got a better house, he's got a better car, he's got a better woman, and now they're married. So obviously he was not the problem, which obviously makes her the problem. And that's like a bitch slap in the face of reality.
I cannot have you to myself. I'm angry that whenever I want something done, or if there's something I want done for our child, that I can't just go through you. I got to wait for you to get approval from your wife.
No, the hell, what the hell? See, like, where the hell does that even come from? I can't go through you. I gotta wait for you to get approval for your wife. Like, what? Lady, are you serious? Number one, if there's something my kid needs, the only person you should be talking to about it is me. Number two, I don't need permission from anybody to do something for my kid. Like, I mean, that's just complete bullshit. I'd love to know where that come from. Like, if y'all have an idea on where that one come from, please let me know. I'd love to hear your comment on that one.
I got to wait for you to get approval from your girlfriend. I'm angry because I don't have the same control that I used to have.
There it is. That key point right there, and I mentioned it a few minutes ago. That is what it all boils down to. Is they're every time you grow after you leave the relationship, they lose more and more control. So when they take you to family court, they think they're going to get your money, so they're going to hold you back. You're not going to be able to do better. Then they see you do better, even if you're paying child support on time and everything like that. So that takes that away. So then they try to take the kid. That doesn't work. The court gives you scheduled time with the child. So now it takes away that control. Then you get a new woman. So now they can't control your emotions either because your new woman's making you happy. So there's nothing she can do that's going to mess that up. She tries to get in between that. And that's why they want to know who you're with, because they want to try to come in between that. And so if they try that, that doesn't work. So every time you're growing, everything you do to better yourself takes more and more control away. And that is what pisses them off, is they're losing control over you. Because they think that because y'all share a kid together, they think they're able and allowed to control everything that you do from then on out. Whether the child is with you or not, but especially if you have the child. It all comes down to they're losing control over you. And it pisses them off. They don't like it.
I'm upset because I want to manipulate the situation and I can't manipulate the situation. So because I can't manipulate the situation, the only thing I could do is use the child that we have together. Because that's the only advantage I have.
Now, like right there, I brought it up in several videos. Y'all tell me that women do not use kids as a tool or a weapon to get back at the man. Most of y'all know this, and if you don't, you should. But that's why they have nothing else to use. Um, so like in my case, like she tried to make me jealous with a new guy. Did not work. I don't care. She thought that if I saw her with him, that would make me be like, well, maybe I messed up, and I would try to get it back. Like I said, that didn't work. She tried the Hoover technique, where she tried to sweet talk me and say, well, he's not as good as you are. Da 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 da. Again, that didn't work. But and like this lady's talking about, I did better and better and better since we broken up. I got a better place. I had at the time that we broke up, I didn't have a car. Now I have two. I got a promotion at work, so I'm making more money. And so, like I said, things are just getting better and better and better. And she's tried so hard to do everything she could to break me, and it didn't work. And so the only thing she had left was the child. So she tried to literally alienate me from the child. She would not let me see the kid at all. And that's why, in the beginning, that's why she didn't even go after child support, because she knew that if she went after child support, I would have legal rights to the kid. So she didn't want that. She did not want to even give me legal rights to my own kid. It wasn't until after I filed for custody that she went for child support. And and I still remember to this day, and that was a couple years ago, and I still remember, she said, because I remember getting a letter in the mail that said I had to call him and talk to him, and I did. But I told her, I confronted her about it, and she was like, well, you wanted to take me to court to play this game. I'm like, this is not a game, this is my kid's life, and I'm trying to see my kid, and you won't let me. It's not a game. But, so like I said, y'all, I mean, women absolutely use kids as a tool, and especially, and it's becoming more and more and more common as the years go on. And it's becoming a bigger problem as time goes on. And the court system still makes the same rulings over and over and over, thinking that there's going to be a different outcome. And the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. You're getting the same result, yet you're making the same ruling, and you're doing nothing about it. You're doing nothing to fix the problem. And in the end, as I've stated many times before, it's the kids who are paying for it.
I don't have the same access that I used to have to you, because now you're with someone else, or you have just moved on. So now I can't use the same tricks. I can't use the same manipulation that I used to use. So now I have to use the child, because that's the only weapon I have. That's the only thing I can use to my advantage. I'm angry because I realize it's brothers out here that's not checking for me like that. It's not too many men that are willing to deal with a woman who already has children.
That is true to an extent. I don't necessarily think it would be. There are a lot of guys who refuse to date single mothers because they do come with baggage and issues like that. But it could also be because maybe the woman's just got a bad attitude and men just don't want to deal with that. You ever think of that? I mean, if she's the bitter baby mama, because I would imagine if a guy does approach her and she's a bitter baby mama, and even if the guy's asking about the kid and the dad, she's probably dogging the shit out of him, so he's like, damn, you know what? It's been fun, but yeah, I'm out.
That makes me angry because my options are very limited. I just can't go out there and pick up kind of man any kind of way. I'm angry because you as a man, you have an advantage that I don't have. As a man, you can always get a relationship.
Wrong, wrong, wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. That is completely wrong and backwards, actually. Women, and I actually mentioned this earlier in this video, have guys hitting them up all the time. And there may be a lot of guys that do turn her down for the fact that she has a kid. But there are a lot of simps out there that will come into that relationship and try to fix quote unquote fix whatever the problem is. Men do not have that. Men cannot, like, all right. So if you're a woman, and a lot of mothers, even if they're single mothers, they will still go to the clubs. A woman can go in. A woman put on a revealing outfit and do her hair, makeup, and all that, um, and just go to the club and sit at the bar, and she will have guys approach her all night long buying her free drinks. How many of you guys have went into a bar or a club, sat down at a bar, and had women approach you buying you free drinks? None. So, like I said, that's backwards. That is completely wrong. Men do not have it easy in dating. Women do. Men cannot just go out there and get into a relationship anytime we want to, because women are the one who have a choice in that. We as men have a choice in who we ask, but we do not have a choice on whether or not she's going to say no or yes. We don't have a choice in that. We can ask out 10 different women, and all 10 of them could say no. Women can have 10 men ask them, and she can choose which one she wants. You see how that works? And how many men have women approaching us, asking us out? None. Very, very rarely, if any. So yeah, like I said, that's backwards. Y'all, like, I don't see how the hell that would come out either.
Women can't a woman can't always get a relationship. A man, y'all can get a relationship anytime y'all want. Now, a woman can always get laid anytime she wants, but she cannot get a relationship.
Yes, she can. How do you think she got a baby daddy? Why do you think she's bitter? Because that quote unquote relationship didn't work. And it didn't work because of her. She could have got it. Women can always get a relationship. Women can get the man that they want. They can get a good guy who is going to be loyal, committed, and treat them right and everything like that. They're not choosing those guys. They have a choice in who they date. If they're getting bad men who are not sticking around, it's because they're choosing those men. They're not choosing the ones who will stick around. And then when they get a baby daddy who does stick around, they treat them like shit, and the relationship falls apart. I mean, like I said, you don't have to take responsibility for your actions. You should, but you don't have to. But you're still going to pay the consequences for it. And that's the consequence. Guys are just finally going to be like, you know what? I'm better off on my own. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Angry because I see your progress and I see you doing well. And in the back of my mind, I'm wondering, why wasn't he growing with me? Why wasn't he prospering with me? Why all of a sudden, now that we're not together, I'm seeing him do so well with this other woman?
Because you were holding him back. That's why. This is why, like, me as a man, there's a lot of men who like the women who stay at home and take care of the house and the kids and stuff like that. Me as a man, I do not like that. I prefer a woman who's going to work with me as a team and everything, paying the bills, and I don't mind doing housework because I'm a single dad, so cooking and cleaning and taking care of my kids is just part of the job. That's just what I do. Like, and I've been a single dad for the whole time, so it's normal for me. It's nothing for me, you know. So I don't mind helping out around the house or helping out with the kids. But a woman should also do her part to work as a team in everything. Because if y'all are sharing a house together, that's y'all's house. That means those are y'all's bills. And if a man is expected to pay for all of it, then so like like I said, in my case, I'm a single dad. So if a woman comes into my life and she wants to be a stay-at-home wife, now my bills are gonna go up. The cost of groceries, or the grocery bill, is gonna go up. And whatever else that she needs as far as, you know, makeup and clothes and all that stuff. So I'm gonna have to come out more and more money to support a woman who's not working. And then like if the relationship ends and she moves, like I kick her out or she moves out or whatever, and then I go back to not having to support her, that money's gonna grow back up. You know what I mean? because now I'm not spending all that money on her. So I'm going to be able to invest that money into growing my own life, which is what I did after my breakup. That's why that happens, is because the woman is holding the man back. The woman is the reason why he's having to come out of more money. So when he's not having to support her, he's able to actually save his money, because now he's not spending as much of it. He's not having to buy her clothes. He's not having to buy her makeup. The bills are going down because when he's at work, there's nobody here running up the light bill. You know what I mean? That's why he's able to grow, is because he doesn't have a woman that he has to support like a child. And that's another reason I don't like a stay-at-home mom, because I don't mind taking care of my kid. That's my job. I don't expect a 2-year-old to get out there and work and pay his way. But I shouldn't have to support a grown woman. And I really don't think any man should have to. I mean, what makes you so special that you don't have to get out and work like everybody else?
Why I see that you moved on and you got a family. You got children now from this other woman. I have to share my child with this other woman that I know that you're happy with. I see.
Okay, but men have to share their kid with the new man as well. So I mean, that's two-sided, dude. And again, it all kind of sums up to loss of control and jealousy. She's jealous because you're doing better. She's jealous because you've got somebody who's treating you better. She's jealous because she can't, or she's mad because she can't control you anymore. And that's what it seems to kind of all boil down to, is jealousy and loss of control over the man. And those are two things, those are two key factors that create the bitter baby mama.
See how happy you are with this woman, and it hurts me because you was not that happy with me.
That probably could be because of you. And I don't mean this lady in particular, because she's, like I said in the beginning, she's talking about it from a baby mother's perspective, and that's just the way they think. Um, but if he wasn't that happy with you, you might want to take a look at why that is. It may not be because he's a piece of shit. It could be because you have a shitty attitude. There's a very good, strong possibility. So everybody, I'm gonna end that there. I mean, there's a lot more, but it's pretty much of the same. Repeat several things. As she repeated several things through this little bit. So I'm gonna end that there. I'm gonna try to pull up this other article, or this article I wanted y'all to see. I came across it on Reddit last night. I was actually trying to get this video out last night, or done last night, but I was just going over everything and trying to put it all together. Just took a little more time than I expected, so I had to wait till today to do this. Let me pull up this article real quick. Alright, so I come across this article last night on Reddit, and it really, I talk a lot about maternal instincts and the fact that not all women have that. And when I come across this, I was like, oh my god, I've got to put this in the video. So let's go through this, and it'll make more sense as we get to the end of it. So I'm gonna read it out loud in case you're not watching the screen. It says, I've seen similar posts, but I feel like shit for this. It's so selfish. I have so much help with my son. My boyfriend just died about a month ago, and I live at home right now. My mom and dad have been great about helping me a lot, and I only have my son every other week, split between his dad. I know how lucky I am compared to other single moms. And she should, because I mean there are so many women out there who complain about the dad not being there. So, when you have a man that wants to be there and is actually taking equal time with the child, that gives the woman a break. So she should be lucky about that. There are a lot of women though that are bitter about that. They don't want the man to have that much time. And it's kind of like I said before. It's baffling to me that they will goes so hard and push a kid on the fathers that don't want them. But then they literally try to do everything they can to take a kid away from the dads that do want them. And I'm actually going to show that in my next video. I may do it later today, or I may do it tomorrow or Tuesday. But I'm actually going to do the next video is actually going to be another one of those cases where the woman is trying to alienate the kid from a dad who wants to be there. But continuing on real quick, it says, but it's hard. Since he switches parents, his dad has no schedule for him. Despite my best efforts, and what I think she means is by no schedule, like he doesn't have a certain time that he puts the child to bed, or a certain time that they do meals and stuff like that. Um, or maybe he doesn't do it, like maybe she says this is when I put him to bed, and maybe he doesn't do that. So maybe that's where she's kind of being a little exaggerating on that part. Maybe he's just not following her schedule. But anyway, let's continue. It says, so the switching houses is hard on his sleep and emotions, meaning the child. I feel selfish for even having him at this point. This is why I wanted to bring this up, because like I said, I talk a lot about maternal instincts, and I've stated many times before that not all women have this, and this point right here is why I say that, and this point right here is why I wanted to put this in the video. It says I feel selfish for even having him at this point because I hate being a mom. Let that one sink in for a minute. Women get awarded custody all the time. And it takes a really bad mother for a court to rule in a man's favor. This woman clearly said it, and this is on Reddit. This is a public platform for everybody to see. And she says, I hate being a mom. I hate being yelled at by him, the child. I have no energy. I'm so depressed. His constant energy wears me down until I break. That's part of being a parent. Like me, I love my kids' energy. I could work a full-time job, come home, and I can feed my kid, I can play with my kid, bathe my kid, teach him, and everything. Like, I have no problem with that. That's just part of the job, and it's fun to me. And so to hear a woman who has quote-unquote maternal instincts say she hates being a mom and she can't deal with his energy, I mean, it is mind-blowing to me. But it says, continuing on, it says, he also doesn't listen at all. Plus, he has asthma, so when he gets into a tantrum, it's not uncommon for him to cry until he coughs and pukes. I don't know. I feel like a horrible person. Maybe it's my mindset. I'm in therapy right now. I try to gentle parent, but by the end of the day, my patience is so gone. So let that sink in. To anybody who thinks that all women have maternal instincts, that all women are good mothers, that all women are going to do what is in the child's best interest. This woman literally hates everything about being a mom. And she says he's asthmatic too. So it seems to me like not only does she hate being a mom, she hates dealing with a kid who has any type of, I guess you could say disability. That's not really a disability, but any type of health issues. And I mean, that's just sad, man. That somebody would put something like that on a public platform. So everybody, I'm going to end the video there. I hope you enjoyed it. There's a lot more to the other video that I mentioned. But if you wanna see the rest of it, it's Mocha's Cafe de Paris or whatever. Feel free to look it up if you want to see the rest of the video. She does got some pretty good videos with some pretty good messages in it. I decided I wanted to do this one because she's doing it from the baby mama's perspective, but she does several videos about this issue or this topic. So if you want to check out the rest of that video, feel. But like I said, if you enjoyed the video, I hope you did. Please hit the like button. If you're not already subscribe and support the channel. Hopefully, I'm gonna get the next one out. Like I said, I may do it later today. I'm gonna try to. I might do it later today. Really. If I don't, I will do it either Monday or Tuesday, just depending on how I feel. But as always, if you made it this far, I really do appreciate the support for all the work that I put into this. And as always, I will see y'all in the next one. Y'all have a good one.